Well, when Jean Harper approached me about being a Moxy woman, and I interviewed her, and we just talked about her love and her passion and her dream for her sister, because she felt that in her sister's life, because she never was able to become or accept that she was empowered, that she died very early. And once Jean told me her story and her dream, I was enrolled. And, you know, that's true for all of us. I mean, once we will just share and understand that our dreams are waiting on us to come true, then everything falls in place. It doesn't mean it doesn't take work or developing our skills or our talents, but it's already there. We were birthed to be who we are. So Moxy for me, and being brave and courageous, it's a decision that we make inside ourselves. And through my life, I watched many people go through sadness or grief or people dying or loss, or because we all do. That's part of the human experience, and we're not here to replace our humanity. But what I started to see, even from the time I was a little girl, is that people got older every time something would happen to them. So the Moxy in me said, you know what? I'm not going to enroll in that club. That the secret of life is not whether we will live or die, because we are inevitably going to do both. But it's allowing ourselves to die while we're living, and I refuse to do that. So when things like great tragedy would knock on my door, like an unexpected death of my father, or a business that I thought was going to be the new up-and-coming thing and it failed, or whatever it was, the times that I couldn't pay my bills, there was something within me that remembered that Moxy commitment and vow that I had made to life when I said that after every experience of challenge, every experience of crisis, that on the other side of it, I would have more energy in my body than I started with. And I have remained true to that, because that's my commitment. That same Moxy is inside of you. You see, everything that we have set in motion is our intentionality. And you say, well, maybe I don't know what my intentions have been. You look at your life. There's the clues. So for me, at the end of this life, I am going to be so young that you're going to be talking about it. And that's the way it is. I've found through the years that being a positive thinker and realizing that all of us as Moxy people and women are called to have a high vibration in the midst of darkness, that there's seasons in everyone's life. I've known multi-millionaires that find themselves going through a season in their lives when they have cash flow problems. I've known people that, as healthy-minded as they are, or maybe they're vegetarians, or maybe the only place they shop is in a health food store, and they find themselves at a condition in their life called cancer or called something else. So I don't really hold it as, wow, we're going through some interesting times, aren't we? Because to me, they're always interesting times. They're always interesting times. And I think people decide. And we're a very media-driven society. And I love the media when it's positive. But it's very discouraging when it's all about, look at where we are right now. Well, isn't that interesting? Because we've always been there. In other words, I'm not denying that there's not a reality. I understand that people have lost their jobs. People have lost their jobs for centuries. You know, there were more millionaires made in the Depression than any other time. But do you know how many times you hear that? You never do. You tell somebody that and they go, you're kidding. That can't be possible. So what do I think about these times? Is that I just want to get better at delivering the message that I was called here to deliver. I want every person to get better at what they already know to do. We are in a time of spiritual humility, and we need that. Haven't you and many others had moments in your life when you were in a season of making all this money and in the season of the new house or the new car or the new relationship or whatever, And then you go, oh gosh, I'll just stay up here on this mountaintop. And then something will come along the way and you get to practice. Wow, what really matters in my life? What really matters? I guess with the kind of work I do, I've done a lot of memorial services. Most of us, unless we're someone exceptionally famous, we get about 45 minutes to talk about our lives. Rarely do they mention the stock market, someone's bank account, how many cars they own. What they talk about is character. What they talk about is passion. What they talk about is that they changed the life of a child or lives of children, that they touch someone's heart, that someone will go up to the podium and say, you know what, I didn't think I could make it, and yet so-and-so showed me that I could. We're all wayshowers of light. So I'm aware that right now there's a lot of rallies about the economy. I'm on another rally. I'm on the rally that says, put your whole self in. Get going. Be the light. And be aware. Be compassionate. Don't tell someone, well, good luck to you. I'm on a high place and I'm not interested. But realize that we all go through seasons. And don't get caught up in a world that wants to tell you what to do and what your limitations are. Because this could be the very time that can birth you into your divine magnificence. When I have been stripped away to my core, when I didn't know where my next week, my next job, my next paycheck was going to come, when every contract I had on the table then said, I'm sorry, we're not bringing in anybody in at this particular time. And this was years ago that was a season that I was having. That's what I was to become birthed. So, if you find yourself right now going through something that's negative, let the time be to develop you. Because out of that, you will be amazed. Because you will see that you are amazing.